Subnautica is one of the most iconic survival games ever made. It came out in 2018 and has sold over 6 million copies, and is one of the highest rated survival games ever made, perfectly combining the terrifying exploration of the deep ocean and the satisfying survival and crafting aspects, and is one of the must play for any survival game enjoyer. So what makes the game so good, and should you buy it? Let's find out. Subnautica takes place on an alien ocean planet, and after your spaceship crash lands on the planet, you as the lone survivor must navigate the depths of the vast ocean to survive. You must unravel the mysteries of the planet and ultimately find a way home. And the game has significantly evolved from the early access days in 2014 to the full version released in 2018, making a polished game overall with a really immersive experience. In Subnautica, the ocean is not just a beautiful, serene landscape, it's teeming with life, some friendly, some not so much. From the shallow, kelp-filled safe shallows to the eerie depths of the Lost River, each biome presents unique challenges and wonders. But what makes Subnautica stand out in the crowd of survival games is the captivating underwater exploration. You are not just surviving, you are unraveling the mysteries of an alien planet, building submarines, managing your oxygen supply, and interacting with the rich aquatic ecosystem. And all of this while there's not a single land-based human structure in sight, making Subnautica an unforgettable solitary adventure under the sea. And the main gameplay loop of Subnautica is defined by exploration, survival, and progression, and it appeals to a wide range of players, from those who love base building and crafting to those who enjoy a good survival mystery. And the heart of Subnautica lies in its immersive and engaging narrative. As you start, you are simply thrown into the ocean with nothing but a life pod and a damaged PDA. Your immediate task is to survive. This means venturing into the shallow areas to gather basic materials such as titanium, copper, and fish for food and water. You may craft essential survival equipment like an oxygen tank or a scanner, which in turn allows you to venture further and deeper into the ocean. And a typical mission that you give yourself is to involve searching for fragments of the Aurora, which is a spacecraft that you crash landed in. And find these fragments you're looking for. If you scan them, you can recreate, providing new blueprints and a deeper understanding of what caused the crash. And along the way, you'll also have to manage your oxygen, avoid predatory creatures, and navigate through complex cave systems. And the crafting system is also quite extensive, starting from very basic survival tools like knives and flashlights to advanced equipment like mobile vehicle bays and submarines, and even underwater bases complete with furniture, storage, and power sources. And as you progress and explore deeper biomes, you unlock advanced technology that significantly changes how you interact with the world. And the game beautifully interweaves the gameplay mechanics with a riveting storyline. As you progress throughout the game, you'll receive distress signals and decode alien artifacts, pulling you deeper into the mysteries of the planet. And speaking of exploration, yeah, Subnautica's map is open world, where the playable area spans approximately 2 by 2 kilometers and reaching a depth of up to 3,000 meters. And exploration isn't just a gameplay mechanic, it's the lifeblood of the game. It provides you with the resources, it unveils the plot, and introduces you to the unique biomes and creatures along the way, and ultimately brings you closer to the goal of escaping the planet. Now, right off the bat, Subnautica is not a game that holds your hand. It throws you into the deep end, literally, and leaves you to figure things out for yourself. For new players, this can be both thrilling and overwhelming. The in-game PDA does provide some guidance, but there is no step-by-step tutorial or clear path to follow. For example, when you first start the game, it's not immediately clear how to obtain fresh water, and it's through trial and error that you'll learn you can catch a certain fish and realize they can be converted into portable water using the fabricator in your life pod. The game truly embraces the learn by doing philosophy. In fact, it might be more rewarding to avoid guides or tutorials on your first playthrough to fully experience the joy of discovery any problem solving Subnautica has to offer. Now, that being said, Subnautica is neither a casual or hardcore game. It caters to a spectrum of players. It is flexible enough to be a laid-back exploration game or a nail-biting survival game, depending on the difficulty mode you choose. And the game offers 4 different game modes. You have survival, freedom, hardcore, and creative. Now, survival is the standard mode, which is what I would recommend the first time you play it. But then once you get more experience, you could even try playing in hardcore mode when you only have 1 life, meaning if you die, the game is over. But then you of course also have freedom and creative, which is a bit more laid back and chilled. Now, in the early games of Subnautica, the initial feeling when you first start the game can best be described as awe mingled with a creeping sense of dread. The first time you step out of your life pod, you're greeted with the serene beauty of the safe shallows, teeming with alien life, but as you dive deeper, the blue water gives way to the dark unknown, and that's when the fear kicks in. The game's early game will have you dodging enemies and juggling a limited oxygen supply, and your tools and weapons are initially quite basic. This could just be a survival knife and a handheld scanner, and combat isn't the focus of the game. In fact, it is highly discouraged to have direct conflict with the larger creatures. Your survival knife might ward off small predators, but when it comes to large creatures, it's better to hide, distract, or outrun them, as you don't want to be the guy who brings a knife to a gunfight. In terms of the unique aspects of the game, one of the things I personally love about the game is the underwater setting and emphasis on exploration. Unlike many other survival games, the environment itself is a living entity, teeming with diverse ecosystems and creatures. And you aren't just surviving, you're diving into a mystery that reveals itself as you plunge deeper into the alien world. Another unique aspect is the game's approach to horror. There are no traditional jump scares. Instead, it is the crushing depth of the ocean, the eerie calls of unseen creatures, and the sudden realization that something is stalking you that really gets your heart racing. If you find this helpful, a like on the video helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm, and I'd really appreciate the support. Another cool aspect about the game is there's that active, thriving modding community. And using external tools, players can introduce a variety of mods into the game, which can enhance or change the experience in multiple ways. This could change anything from quality of life improvements, like better inventory management, to complete new biomes or creatures. Although I'll definitely recommend just playing the base game the first few times, as it has more than enough content for you to try out. The game also has an intricate building and crafting system. The building system in Subnautica is both intuitive and flexible, and is quite reminiscent of games like Ark Survival Evolved, but with an aquatic twist. And once you unlock the habitat builder, you can start constructing your own undersea base. The variety of building options is not excessively broad, but it provides more than enough depth to encourage creativity, from multi-purpose rooms and glass hallways that lets you watch the fish swim by, to observatories for stargazing and moon pools for docking a submarine. There are plenty of structures to help you feel at home under the sea. And crafting is vital for survival and progression. The game's crafting system revolves around the fabricator, which is a futuristic 3D printer that converts raw resources into useful tools, equipment, and even submarines. And in terms of crafting recipes, the game offers a vast variety compared to many other survival games. There is hundreds of items to craft, including tools, weapon, diving equipment, vehicles, and habitat modules. And you will find the game constantly encourages you to explore more to find new blueprints and resources. And this entire process will start off very simple, and then as you progress throughout the game, it becomes more and more complex and advanced. Now, Subnautica was actually launched in 2018, so it is getting fairly old, and it still costs around 25 to 30 bucks, which is more than fair. With the amount of content you get in this game, it is definitely worth the 25 bucks. And even with that being said, the game is quite often on sale by 50% or even more sometimes. But when you consider the sheer scale, the depth and quality of the game, it is absolutely a worthwhile investment, as you can get hundreds if not thousands of hours of playtime in a truly immersive and captivating experience. Now, the graphics in Subnautica are stunning. Its underwater environments are brimming with diverse alien marine life, creating a sense of awe and wonder every time you dive into the depths. The game also has a day and night cycle, which not only affects the visibility but also changes the behavior of certain creatures. The lighting effects, particularly underwater, contribute to a truly immersive and occasionally intimidating atmosphere. And the game's sound design is equally impressive. The distant calls of leviathans, the echoing rumbles of volcanic vents, all these details contribute to Subnautica's deep sense of immersion, and it's truly humbling and can be quite terrifying at times. And one of Subnautica's main strength is its ability to make the player feel truly immersed in the world. The sound of the aquatic life around you, the stunning views of the ocean depths, and the thrill of exploring uncharted caves all come together to create a deeply engaging and immersive experience. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of the game. The first pro is definitely the immersive exploration, and the game does an excellent job of immersing players in the deep underwater world, with the truly diverse marine life, depth and complexity of the ocean, and the eerie feeling of diving deeper than you have before, all contributing to this sense of immersion. The next pro is the deep crafting system, and the game offers a large variety of crafting recipes and an intricate tech tree, and the game allows players to feel a sense of constant progression and accomplishment. And next pro is the engaging storyline, and it's really intriguing and is revealed at a balanced pace, ensuring players have something to look forward to while still making the gameplay the main reason for playing it. And next pro is the stunning visuals and sound design. The graphics are absolutely stunning, with a colorful and diverse underwater world. This combined with the top-notch sound design and a really immersive world that really pulls you into the game world. Now for the cons. The first con is the technical issues. There are still a few issues, like sometimes you get occasional frame drops or long loading times, but this is particularly on lower end systems. So make sure you check the minimum spec requirement before you buy the game, as your system might not be able to run it efficiently. The next con is a steep learning curve. It is especially for players new to survival games, where it offers quite limited guidance and requires to figure out the game system through trial and error. If you haven't played a survival game ever before in your life, this might not be the best one to start off with, but if you're a hardcore survival enjoyer, this game is perfect for you. And now for the favorite part of the video, we're going to grade the game. So the first thing grading on is the gameplay, and Subnautica offers an engaging and unique blend of survival, exploration, and base building mechanics. And the underwater setting and inherent dangers of the deep sea creates a tense atmosphere and gameplay experience. And here I give the game a 9 out of 10. Now the game does have a lack of handholding, and there's a big encouragement for trial and error approach, which can lead to a steep learning curve, but it also provides a satisfying sense of achievement. And next thing grading on is the graphics, sound, and immersion. And the game has stunning visual and top-notch sound design, which contributes significantly to the overall immersion. And here I should give it a 9.5 out of 10. The diverse underwater environments are a feast for the eyes, and the ambient sound of the ocean further draws you into the game world. And the game is truly beautiful and terrifying at the same time. And the final thing grading on is the replayability and progression. And the game has a solid progression system, with new blueprints and areas becoming available as you explore into the deep ocean. And here it gets an 8.5 out of 10. While the storyline is linear, the open world exploration and base building adds a degree of replayability. This, combined with the ability to mod the game later on, makes for an exceptionally good game you can play for many hours. And the overall grade of Subnautica is therefore a 9 out of 10. And it's hands down one of the best survival games, perhaps even one of the best games I've ever played. And the game is a standout game in the survival genre, thanks to really unique underwater setting, immersive gameplay, and impressive visuals. It's a game that demands patience and perseverance from the player, but it rewards those efforts with a rich and engaging gameplay experience and storyline. Now, despite a few minor flaws like occasional tech issues or somewhat frustrating inventory system or steep learning curve, Subnautica is a game that I highly recommend to anyone who enjoys survival games or is just interested in exploring a beautiful crafted underwater world. Whether it's the thrill of discovering a new creature, the satisfaction of crafting a new piece of equipment, or the sheer awe of exploring a massive underwater cave system, Subnautica offers a plethora of memorable moments that definitely makes it a game worth playing and replaying over and over again. But what do you think? Do you think it's worth it? Leave a comment down below and let us know. And lastly, as a small channel, please consider hitting the like button, as it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for doing that. Also, if you're looking for more game reviews, make sure to check out the rest of the channel. And I think you also enjoyed one of the videos on the screen now, so make sure to check those out and I'll see you there.